Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to the session on Media Relations When the Press Comes Knocking, a discussion of litigation and crisis communications. My name is Mark Alexander. I'm the city manager with the City of La Cañada Flintridge. To say that La Cañada Flintridge has been in the news recently would be an understatement. Over the past year, the city has caught the national media's attention as a result of three major incidents. First was a major truck accident that resulted in 2 fatalities and many injuries and significant property damage in my community. The second was the station fire, probably the largest brush fire in the history of Los Angeles County. And third, as a result of the fire, the mud and debris flows that severely damaged several homes in my community. During each of these events, the city was bombarded by the print, radio, and television media. We quickly learned the value of having a crisis communications consultant assist us. And as part of our programming for the conference, we thought it would be helpful to have that consultant share with you some of the important lessons of media relations. So with us today, we've invited Mr. Eric Rose. Eric is a partner in the government relations and strategic communications consulting firm of Englander, Knabe, and Allen. Eric has more than 2 decades of experience as a political, public affairs, and government relations consultant, assisting his clients with communication strategies, crisis communications, and media relations, with an exceptional strength in interacting with the highest level of investigative reporters.
Let me just preface this presentation by saying that what we're going to talk about today, and I hope it will be interactive and you ask questions so it's not just me talking for 30 or 40 minutes, is that this is what I affectionately refer to as MOO. Anyone know what MOO means? Ivor? MOO stands for more of the obvious. There isn't going to be anything here today that is going to go, wow, you know what, if I just would have known that, we would have been that much more prepared. What I really think that this presentation is about is to put some concepts before you to think about ahead of time before you have a crisis or you're involved in litigation. So with that, we'll move on. The Los Angeles Times, who was kind of the lead kind of media outlet for newspapers on it, the Associated Press, who had already taken the story national. And has anyone ever heard of an organization called City News Service? Okay, City News Service, at least in Southern California, is perhaps one of the most important media outlets that no one has ever heard of. And the reason why is it's a subscription service only for the media. So if you wonder how, for example, the media knows that there's a pursuit and they all seem to know about it at the same time, it's because City News Service feeds it to them.
I was the mayor. I had been the mayor for 1 week. I was on my way from La Cañada to Long Beach to a Contract Cities Executive Board meeting. I heard the news on KNX radio. I called our city manager. Our city attorney called me. Our city attorney said, I know these guys, you ought to call them. We arranged an 8 o'clock conference call. Eric says to us, LA Times is the one that will control this story for the entire media. We must have a statement to the LA Times by 9 o'clock. We got it done. We got the backup material. What was absolutely flabbergasting to me, I'm thinking, okay, you know, accidents happen all the time, right? Particularly in Southern California. Here was the story for the night. It's not a big deal. Everybody will ignore us after that. Had no conception about the 24-hour news cycle. I got up, did my normal 5:30 a.m. walk. By the time I got home at 6:30, there had already been 3 media calls to our house asking for stand-up interviews, radio interviews. By 6:30 a.m. Oh my God, I just came back from a walk. My hair's dirty. I look like hell. You know? So I did the KNX live radio interview after I took a shower. I was sitting on my bed in my bathrobe and my hair wrapped up in a towel. They know that's not live. They can't see me. That was okay. Went immediately to City Hall and spent the rest of the day doing stand-up interviews before television cameras and radio outlets. It was an amazing, amazing experience, and I hope none of you ever have to deal with this. We did do the press conference. We turned around the story and put the blame where it should have been. We could not have done that. We would not have understood how the media cycle works without a firm such as Eric. So I really wanted to share this with you guys because if you are ever faced with this type of thing, you need to know the important facts and understand that 24-hour news cycle, and that it may be an incident today, but it's going to be one tomorrow just as much. Thanks.